Good morning, guys. How are you? Happy Wednesday. Welcome to the live stream. Welcome to Thoughts of a Maven. I am Dion Watts Williams, the brand messaging maven, and it is my job, my ministry to help you, if you are a brilliant Black woman or woman of color, get super duper clear about your brilliance and how you can own it in the marketplace, whether you're a corporate climber or an entrepreneur. So, welcome. We are live here every single Wednesday. You guys mark your calendars every single Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern on Facebook and on LinkedIn. And I know I have a good amount of new followers. So I'm so excited that you guys are here. Make sure if you are a newbie to use the hashtag newbie down below in the comments and let us know how your day is going, how your week is going, and if you have any questions. Today, we're going to talk about why getting outside help is the fastest way to your next level. And I'm speaking from the perspective of a coach who helps people, and also as someone who has invested in help over the years in my business and in my career. So we're going to talk about this because a lot of us women of color have been conditioned to think that, yeah, I got to do all the things and figure it all out myself. And the truth is, you really don't. Okay. So, of course, if you have questions, guys, I want to hear from you. So, listen, one of my superpowers is to not just listen for words, but I listen to or for what isn't being said, right? I am okay. And even before I became a coach and a consultant, I've been okay with sitting in an uncomfortable silence, right? With the hesitation and the gaps when I'm trying to get to know someone professionally so that I can help them. And so this is so central to my work, not just in my 9 to 5 as a communication strategist in the social justice space, but as a writer, a personal branding coach that advocates for Black and Brown brilliance, right? Those patterns that keep repeating no matter how accomplished you are, I have a spidey sense for them, okay? And so this is especially true for high performing Black and Brown professionals and entrepreneurs, right? You have mastered competence and you've earned credibility, but something might still feel off, right? So we're going to talk about a few of the signs that will let you know that you're at the point where you need outside support. I recently, this is 2026, after I want to say 3 years of working with someone, I just signed on to work with another coach because I realized that in my business, when things kind of plateau, I'm like, ooh, I need some help. And it's during those periods where I've enrolled in a community or gotten a coach that I've been able to successfully move on to the next level in my business. Okay, so I'm going to talk about what some of those signs are. Okay, and if you're new here, you definitely want to take notes. So speaking of outside support, I do offer outside support, and one of those ways is coming up this month at Maven Day. Maven Day is my 4-hour brand lab for ambitious Black women. This is a live virtual working session with me. We are going to get together for 4 hours, guys. Okay, to help you clarify your professional goals because we all have goals for this year. But then, how do you reverse engineer those goals? Helping you define your secret sauce, your value, and the audience you serve best. I will help you craft a magnetic elevator pitch and align your brand strategy to attract the opportunities and open the doors that are right for you. So if you're ready to walk away with a clear roadmap for your personal brand, stronger positioning on sites like LinkedIn, which is my favorite place to be. Shout out to my LinkedIn folks, and the confidence you need to show up as the leader that you were meant to be. Go to workwithdion.com/Maven Day. Okay, let's get into it, guys. And I just noticed that my earrings here that my 9-year-old made, aren't they adorable, are shedding, but I love these earrings. Okay, anyway. Anyone knows me, you know I like a good pair of glasses and some nice accessories. So here are the signs that it is time for you to get help. Number one, you keep circling the same questions. Am I doing this correctly? Am I positioned correctly? Am I pursuing the right opportunities? Right? Why does my experience seem to feel bigger than my visibility? right? When you're stuck replaying the same internal conversations, it's usually not a clarity issue, but it's about proximity, right? You are so close to your own situation, to your own story, that it is hard to see things cleanly and clearly. Okay, so having that outside perspective, guys, is always going to give you the advantage because it is hard for us, and even for myself. I have a coach right now for my career and for my business. Two coaches, right? They're helping me to step back and look at things from a different perspective. Okay, so I really encourage you guys, if you are in your head a lot and you can't fit, like, don't beat yourself up, don't beat your head up against the wall. Invest in help. Okay, guys, good morning. Thanks for joining us for Thoughts of a Maven. We're talking about why getting outside help is often the fastest way to get to the next level in your career and in your business, right? Especially if you're an entrepreneur, a corporate climber, a woman of color navigating this landscape that we're in right now. It is very easy to feel like you are all alone and that I have to do all the things. You don't have to do all the things yourself. So, reason number two, or sign number two, is that your professional growth has slowed. It might not have stopped, but you're noticing a serious incline or decrease in opportunities, clients, right? The marketplace is shifting, the economy is shifting. You're not failing at this, right? You're more so in autopilot, but that's also a dangerous zone to be in, right? And so that's where, if you are a high achiever like me, that's where a lot of us stall, right? Because nothing is wrong enough to demand change. And there's a saying that you don't have to be sick to get better, right? You don't have to wait until things are at a point of despair to get help. Outside help will help stretch you, right? And so that's what you really want. You want someone to periodically get you out of your comfort zone. We were not meant to be on autopilot when it comes to our personal brands. Okay. Reason number three is that you can sense that you are misaligned, but you just can't put your finger on it. You just can't name it. Right. So maybe you are successful on paper, but then something feels underused. Right. You feel like your work is solid, but you're just not satisfied. Right. Professional alignment says there's a fulfillment and a sense of purpose that comes from doing your work without sacrificing your mental, physical, emotional, or even your financial well-being, right? And maybe your message is landing, but it's just not opening the right doors. When you have a coach or a strategist, they're going to listen for the things that you're glossing over, the things that you're minimizing, and just some of the things that you might be tolerating out of habit. So when I am on a Zoom session with one of my clients, I can see physically how a client can shrink back when they're talking about certain things, right? And so as a coach and as a strategist, it is my job to point out, well, why did the inflection in your voice change, right? When you brought this up. I'm going to ask you the tough questions based on what I'm seeing. Okay. So guys, you're not crazy. You can tell when something is misaligned in your business and your career. Okay. Number 4 is that you're relying solely on self-trust, right? Self-trust matters, but it also has its limits, right? So even the most discerning leaders benefit from someone who can challenge their blind spots, right? Interrupt familiar patterns and reflect back what they're not hearing in themselves, right? And I had a conversation this morning with my business coach, and she called out some stuff that's a blind spot for me, even though I do comms in my day job, even though I'm a consultant that helps other people in their blind spots, right? It is not always in your best interest to be your own coach, right? The best coaches, the best consultants, the most successful people, air quotes, right, that we see or look up to, they have someone else to challenge them. Okay, guys, good morning. Welcome to the live stream. We are talking about why getting outside help is the fastest way to your next level. Like, what are the signs that you need to really make that investment? Okay. And then there's number 5. You are ready for refinement, right? A lot of people come to me because they're motivated and they're ready to go. So I'm not their, cheerleader. I totally can be, but they need precision, right? They don't need a hype person. And your coach is not always going to be your hype person. They're going to tell you what you need to do to fine tune things, right? And so just understand that even the best of us, like I said, have outside help, and that's okay. At this stage, it's not about fixing you, but it's about sharpening how you show up, how you speak about your work, and how others experience you. That is my job as a personal branding coach and consultant. And like I said, I can pick up again on what people are not saying, where they're hesitating, where they shrink back a little bit. And then my job is to challenge you because, like the Bible says, iron sharpens iron. Okay. And so I listen beyond words. I sit in what is called a pregnant silence or a pregnant pause. It's really uncomfortable because I know that at the end of this, my clients are going to get what they need, right? I help my clients hear what their career or their business has been trying to tell them, because the next level isn't usually louder. It's just needs a little more clarity. Okay. So guys, if you're just joining us, welcome. We just covered why getting outside help is the fastest way to get to your next level. And so if you are really ready in 2026 to thrive in your career, in your business, I invite you to join me for Maven Day. Maven Day is my virtual brand lab for ambitious Black women and women of color. We are going to, in just 4 hours on Zoom, small, intimate group session, map out where you're going, who you serve, and how your personal brand can open doors. I'm going to help you flesh out your strategy. Like, you have your goals for 2026. But if you don't want those goals to show up on your vision board again next year, you've got to do something different. So I'm going to help you reverse engineer those goals, define your brand and the audience you're supposed to serve best, craft an elevator pitch that is going to set you apart, and align your brand strategy so that you're attracting the right opportunities. Okay, we're going to do all the exercises. You get tons of templates and all those cool things, but you're going to walk away not only with a framework for your content pillars, right? The things that you're going to talk about to help you become more visible, but you're going to also walk away with a 90-day brand roadmap for your personal brand so that you'll know what to implement when our time together is done. And you'll get 30-day replay access that you can revisit at your own pace. So guys, make sure you're going over to workwithdion.com/Maven Day to get your spot. I intentionally curate these very intimate, high-touch experiences because I know what it's like to feel like just a number, okay? And I don't want that for the people in my community. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask below. Feel free to send me a connection request. Shout out again to my LinkedIn connections. I got an influx of LinkedIn followers and connections, which I love. Feel free to message me or go on over to workwithdion.com and schedule a call because remember, you are too amazing to sit on all that brilliance. And until you tap into your next level, there's a whole community of people who cannot tap into theirs. So I hope this was helpful. I will see you guys at Maven Day. Don't delay. And I will see you next week for Thoughts of a Maven. Take care.